What's up everyone, John from ARTV. It's time for a review of the third EP by UK singer-songwriter FKA Twigs, aka Tabitha Barnett. It's called M3LL155X. I had to look down to make sure I got that right. Don't expect me to refer to it by that name throughout this review. I'm just going to call it the EP. FKA Twigs is one of the biggest names in the world of indie and experimental music right now, blending in this fusion of R&B, trip-hop, and electronic music to achieve this really unique sound. What turned me off to her music at first was just the way that so many critics and fans referred to her music as just some of the best stuff to ever happen to music in the 21st century, and just so many people were praising it like it was just up on such a high pedestal that I couldn't even reach it unless I was some sort of, I don't know, music god that understood everything and just knew every little detail that she wanted to put into her music, when in reality I listened to a few songs and I just didn't see anything worth holding on to. Now, I did come around on that, but for the time I chalked it up to just being some PBR&B hipster bullshit that I was just gonna leave in the dust. After finally checking out her debut album, aptly titled LP1, I started to see things a little bit differently. Am I head over heels for that record? Absolutely not, but there are some great moments on there. There's a lot of talent. The girl has a very unique voice and presence that can really haunt a tune. The instrumentals were slightly hit or miss for me, and I did get a little bit tired of hearing the constantly in-your-face sexual lyrics. I know a lot of them could be interpreted different ways, but still a lot of them were very prominent. It just got a little bit, I don't know, grating to me with repeated listens, but overall I really did enjoy that album. I think this new EP was kind of a surprise release. She had it on the back burner for a while. She had it completed for quite some time, but wanted to wait until she had short films for all of these things completed. So I'm definitely going to be interested if that actually comes to fruition. I want to watch those. It kind of dropped out of the blue, and I thought to myself, cool, I'm going to have to check this out. I skipped out on reviewing the album, so I'm definitely going to have to get around to this EP. I have to say that the first few listens actually impressed me. It's an easy to digest 18-minute EP that features some of the woman's most appealing and easy to get into music to date. I realize that not all of her songs are meant to be seen in a sexual light, but this time I think it's a little bit easier for me to kind of pick apart which ones are and which ones aren't. Of course, the track I'm Your Doll is built around sex, basically seeing her surrendering to her partner's will, whatever he wants to do, all over some super polished production and spectacular vocals. It really seemed to strike during the chorus of this thing, almost paying homage to 60s chamber pop with the layered and airy feel seemingly given to add the elegant feel to this song, kind of like a high-class feel, if that makes sense. Glass and Patron delves into social discussion in a way, albeit laced together with sexuality. Okay, so maybe this EP is still pretty sexual, but I do think it's about more than that. I do wish that she had just kind of explored a little bit lyrically, but other than that, there aren't really any major downfalls to this EP. In Time is just this snappy little tune, full of spirit, has this springy chorus on it, probably the cut that took the longest to grow on me though. Still not a huge fan of that chorus though. It feels a little bit too overly processed, a little bit too MIA-ish, if you will. I can definitely appreciate the delicately crafted instrumental on this tune though, but it's still got nothing on the track Glass and Patron that pops up next on the EP. It starts off with some light chimes, some grimy beats, and these big electronic swirls, and a gentle vocal performance before moving into this kind of digitally manipulated vocal point where we hear the pop singer drop these lines like, "Will you fuck me as I stare at the sun," kind of going into detail about this sexual relationship she had that actually made her feel really, really alive, and that comes through in this track big time. You can see the attitude and just the feelings that she's having pouring out into the track. The line, "Now hold that pose for me," like she's taking a picture or something like that, calls back to the opening track Figure 8, which leads me to believe that these songs are all loosely connected in spirit, like there's a running concept all throughout. She really impressed me with her vocal range on the track Figure 8, which is definitely among my favorites on this EP. The minimal electronic tinges remind me of some of the stuff Zedd was doing in the background of his most recent LP, mixed with something maybe the Chemical Brothers would have pulled out in the mid-2000s. That leaves Mothercreep as the final track for us to discuss, and that's kind of appropriate considering it's the track that sends this thing out. Weird little jam, kind of takes a little bit of getting used to. There's a rather large pause near the beginning of this track before things really get put into motion. There's some spinning 808s and some hi-hats that really just tremble on this trip-hop style tune, relying mainly on the strength of the singer to really carry the song home. Didn't really catch my ear like some of the other tracks really just were. They were really a little bit more more in your face, but still, at least it's bringing some interesting shit to the table. I'm not sure if this third EP is going to be the one that totally wins me over to her style of music and her way of seeing things, but I do appreciate and respect her a whole lot more after really diving and submersing myself in this EP. I can't wait to see what she's going to do on the next LP. I think that it could definitely spell good things after seeing her grow as an artist on this thing. This kind of music is definitely something that I see as art. It's like very well crafted, it's very meticulous, and I think that the singer, even though she is very young, she pays a lot of attention to what she's doing and what she puts out there, and I can definitely respect that about her. Easily my favorite thing that I've seen her release to date. For me personally, M3LL155X is a 4 out of 5. So, if you've heard the new FKA Twigs EP, let me know your thoughts on it in the comments section down below. This is absolutely nuts, but this is the 7th day in a row that I've uploaded a review. I am on fire here. Don't forget to hit that like button. Let me know that you enjoyed it, and of course subscribe to the channel, because friends don't let friends go unsubscribe. If you would like to see my second channel, everything that's going on there, like my Series 7 on Sunday, you can click directly right here. There should be a floating link, or you can click right here to go to the last review that I did right here on this channel. Thanks so much for watching. If there are other albums you'd like to see me talk about, let me know in the comment section down below. Other than that, I'll see you very soon right here on ARTV.